So today we've got a Making Miniatures workshop which is related to the work that I've been doing for a couple of years now as an artist and designer. I work a lot in education and I use models when I'm working with children and young people a lot of the time to visualise ideas. It might be to imagine our work on a different scale or to design an imaginary space. But I also use models in my own work to think about not only imaginary spaces, but also memories as well, which is what I've been doing as part of the Evolve bursary. I've been thinking about reminiscence and memory and nostalgia, and I've been trying to recreate spaces from memory, mainly from my childhood or earlier life. I've also been doing research into why people are so fascinated by miniatures and why we build models, why we have this kind of history of, in the UK, of like model villages, model enthusiasts, and there's various kind of theories about why people are interested in these things, including that when we're making these sort of miniatures, and I definitely, this resonates for me, that you're kind of building something that's you're in control of, and there's a sort of safety in that as well, a bit of retreat. There's also just the joy of making something and kind of learning through making as well and figuring stuff out. It's almost like a puzzle that you're working out, but you are sort of designing that end point. And I think there's something you can find that's very calming about building models.
So I used to do a lot of art when I was younger, but then had quite a long break from it and went to uni and got my job and stuff, but it was just always something in the back of my mind that I was like, I just really want to do this like more. So decided to leave my job and return to college to study art, and I've been really enjoying doing more kind of traditional art forms with oil paint, but maybe like with a sprinkling of whimsy, maybe some ghosts or something in there. I really enjoy that, and so decided to study illustration just now, just to experiment. So I'm really in an experimenting phase with my art and seeing what I like. I'm from a research background, so I was a researcher for about 3 years full time, and during that I was like trying to experiment with more creative ways of doing research. And so I guess this collage is a form of research and getting people to think about certain prompts around Seed Hill and stuff and seeing what they come up with in the collage and what themes come out of it. That's what I love about collage. It's so like, it can be anything. It's very accessible art form. And yeah, I'll just see if I can put them all together. I really wanted to call back to like the threads and the history of Seed Hill and maybe thread the collages together and see what comes out of that, and maybe add some paintings that might represent some of the themes that come out of it and have some sort of big wall piece. We'll see how it turns out. No, so I've always lived in Paisley, born in RH, so I've always lived here, and my kind of love for this town has grown a lot, and like especially like the architecture and the history here. Oh my god, the history is so interesting in Paisley, and so that is something I want to bring more into my own art as well. And so yeah, really important for artists, particularly in Paisley, to get those opportunities to do more art and being creative and stuff, because there's so much creativity in Paisley. It's like amazing, and even our history with art here is like incredible, so it makes sense that we would really push that and encourage that and like really claim that in Paisley. So.